Hey guys, so this Mathspace is a really good review for the factoring quiz. So I'll try to just cover a little of each type. If you look at this first one, you've got a binomial, but it's squares. So I'm just going to do my X-man here. Oops, if I can write. All right, so I'm going to do the A is 1. All right, and C is negative 121. So I've got, oh gosh, it's not writing nice at all. One, and then there's no X in the middle, so my B would be 0. All right, and so then I'm going to go ahead and use Desmos, and I'm going to do Y equals negative 121 divided by X to get my factors. And then I'm going to do Y or X plus Y equals 0. All right, and I'm going to zoom out here. All right, so my magic numbers are negative 11 and positive 11. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this, keeping the first term the same, x squared. And then I've got, actually this is negative 11 and positive 11. Oops, and that's a minus 121. I don't know why it's not writing. Okay, and then, so now I'm going to do I've got my grouping. So my common factor here would be X. And here I'm going to do my GCD of 11, comma 121, and it's 11. All right, so I'm going to divide out an 11 here. Okay, so the GCD comes in front, so I've got X parentheses. I'm going to divide this out, so X squared divided by X is going to be an X, and then I'm going to divide this. The X's cross out, and so I get minus 11. And then my GCD comes in front, so that's plus 11. And then parentheses, and I'm dividing here, so 11's go away, and all I've got is X. And negative 121 divided by 11 is 11, negative 11. So now this is my common factor, X minus 11. And when I pull that out, what's left here is X plus 11. And those will be my two factors here. All right, and you're going to do the same thing for this guy. All right, you're going to do your X-man. Right, 1 would be my A, so 1 times 27 would be negative 27. And then my B is going to be here in the middle, it would be negative 12. All right, and then I go to Desmos and I'll put negative 27. And my B is 12. And where they intersect here, those are my magic numbers. Actually, is it 12? Oh, negative 12. Oh, it's positive 27. Oh my goodness. It is positive 27 and negative 12. Positive 27, negative 12. Negative 9 and negative 3. Okay. Okay, and so I'll rewrite this as m squared minus 9m minus 3m plus 27. And then my common factors are m here. Gosh. And then this is a minus here, so I'm going to put a minus here, and then I'm going to do my GCD of 3 and 27. Three comma 27, and that would be 3. So negative 3. All right, so the GCD comes in front. So I've got m. 2 minus 1 is 1, so I've got 1 m left over. These m's go away, so I've got minus 9. My GCD is minus 3, that goes in front. And then I've got the 3's crossed out, and so I got an m. And then 27 divided by negative 3 is negative 9. And so now this is my common factor. I've got m minus 9. And when I divide that out, I get m minus 3 as my other factor. All right. Okay. So those are those. This would be the same thing. Use your X-Man. Now I've got a perfect cubed here, right? So I'm going to do, and this is a perfect cube. Let me take the cubed root of 343. All right, to do that, that is a function. And here's my little cubed root. So I'm going to do the cubed root of 343, and that is 7. Okay, so what I've got here is if I take the cubed root of that guy, that's going to be x, right? For my a, my binomial is going to be x, and then I've got plus, and then 343, the cubed root of that, oh my goodness, is 7, right? The cubed root of 343 was 7. So that is going to be my binomial. And then for the trinomial part of the factors, remember you're going to do x times x times x, and then 7 times 7 times 7. And that's going to tell you what goes in here. The first two are going to be here. X times x is x squared. All right, my middle term is going to be 7 times x, so that's 7x. And then my third term is going to be 7 times 7, so that's 49. All right, and then I'm going to do my SOAP. So same, opposite, always positive. So the same, this was plus, so this is plus. And then the opposite of plus is minus. And then always positive is plus. And so that these are my two factors that I'm going to type in here. X plus 7 is a factor. And the other factor is x squared minus 7x plus 49. Right? So you might have one that's a little more complicated, but the same idea. You've got a perfect cube and a perfect cube. So I'm going to go to Desmos, and I'm going to take the cubed root of 27. So that's a perfect cube. All right, so if I do the cubed root of that guy, the cubed root of 27 is 3. And see how these are stuck together? I've got 27x cubed, so it's going to be 3. And then the cubed root of x cubed is x. So I go from 27x cubed to 3x when I take the cubed root. And then now I've got a minus, so this is going to be minus. And then now I'm going to do the cubed root of 64. All right, so the cubed root of 64 is 4. So the first factor, when you've got a perfect cubes that you're factoring, is a binomial, right? Binomial, it looks exactly the same, except it's the cubed root of everything. And then now I'm going to have a trinomial here, and so I'm going to do my 3x times 3x times 3x, and then 4 times 4 times 4. All right, so take the first two. 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. And then I'm going to take the second two. 3 times 4 is 12, and then I've got the x. And then I'll do the last two. 4 times 4 is 16. All right, and then I'm going to do my SOAP. Same, negative, negative, opposite. So the opposite of negative is positive, and then always positive. So that would be plus. So these are the two factors of 27x cubed minus 64. All right, now this is just a regular old trinomial, okay? I'm going to do my X-man. Oops. All right, I'll do my A times C. So 5 times 40 is going to give me 200. All right, and then I've got B is in the middle, so that's negative 30. Oh, God, this pen. My board, something under there. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to do Desmos, and I'll take what was it, 200? And negative 30. We're going to add up to negative 30. I'm going to zoom out. And my numbers are negative 20 and negative 10. All right, so I'm going to keep the first term the same. So I've got 5x squared minus, and then now I'm going to make this negative 20x minus 10x. And then I'm going to use this last one the same, plus 40. Now I've got 4 terms. I'm going to do my grouping. Common factor here, they both have an x, and then if I do my GCD, the GCD there is 5. Do the GCD here is 10. There's only an x here, so it's just 10. This is minus, so this is minus. All right, GCD comes in front. So I've got 5x, and now I'm dividing. 5 divided by 5, that goes away, and then I've just got the x. Divide the negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. The x's go away. Got my minus 10. And then I'm dividing, the 10's go away, and I've got an x here. 40 divided by negative 10 is minus 4. And that's good. I wanted those to match up, right? So that's my common factor is x minus 4. And then I've got 5x minus 10. All right. And if you type that in, it's going to tell you you're not finished, because look, if you look at this guy, I can't reduce anymore. Okay, I can't, there's no common factors. But here, there is a common factor of 5. So I can divide out of this factor of 5. And when I divide it out, I get x here, and then negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. So these are the two factors here, and then you have the x minus 4. So that actually had, this trinomial, it actually had 3 factors. My answer is going to be 5 times x minus 2 times x minus 4. All right, so sometimes you have to look at your factors and see if you can factor out a common factor. All right, so here you have this situation, X-Men. Now here, I've got a cube, right? But it's not like adding cube, it's a cube, but it's a trinomial. So look, they all have a factor of x. So that is what I can factor out. And then you can also do a GCD of 3, 14, and 8 and see if there's anything else you could factor out. But if I do that, I could just get 1. So all I can factor out is an x. So I'm going to divide that x out. Okay, I'm dividing everything by x. So the x comes in front because it's the common factor. And then I divide here, so I get 3. And then x cubed divided by x is x squared. All right, 3 minus 1 is 2. I've got 2 left over. And then I've got plus 14. And then the x squared divided by x. Well, one x came out, so there's still an x left over inside. And then this x came out, so all that's left here is an 8. So what this means is that x is a factor. One of the factors is x. And then I'll just do my regular X-Men here to find the factors of this guy. So just from now on, I'm just going to ignore this guy. Do 3 times 8 is 24. And then my 14 here. All right. Then I'll do my GCD. Not GCD. I'm going to do 24 and 14. All right, so I've got 24 divided by x, and then I want them to add to 14. And my two numbers are 2 and 12. All right, and so then I've got the 3x squared plus 2x plus 12x plus 8. All right, and then now I've got 4 terms, so I've got my common factor here is just an x. And then here I've got, if you do the GCD of 12 and 8, you'll get a 4. All right, so now the x comes in, this x comes in front. I'm just ignoring this guy. I'll remember to bring him down later. And I'm going to divide here, so I have 3x. And then I divide out this x, so I have plus 2. And then here's my GCD, so it comes in front. And then I'm dividing 3x, 12 divided by 4 is 3, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this is good, those match up. So then I've got the 3x. I'm so frustrated. Why is it doing that? I'm going to write it over here. All right, so I've got 3x plus 2 is my common factor, and when that factors out, then what's left is the x plus 4. All right, so those two factors are of this guy, and then remember you had this x that you factored out at the beginning. All right, so and if it's x cubed, you do have you're going to have 3 factors here, and that would be your answer. All right, and you're going to use that same idea when you have a negative here in front, because you don't want a negative for a. So what you have to do is that is going to be your common factor is going to be a -1. All right, to get rid of the negative. And then again, you could do the GCD of 10, 11, and 6 and see if there's a bigger number you could factor out, but there's not. So I'm just going to divide everything by -1. So that comes in front. And that just changes the signs to be the opposite. So that was, instead of being negative 10x squared, it's now positive 10x squared. And then now I've got a negative 11x and a negative 6. And then now this is just a regular X-man trinomial. All right, so that would be negative 60. And negative 11. And so that's negative 15 and positive 4. Okay. All right, and so then I'm going to, again, keep, this is one of my factors, this negative 1. You just got to remember it for the end. And then I'm just going to ignore it for now and deal with this. So I've got 10x squared minus 15x plus 4x minus 6. And then I'm going to do my grouping. All right, so they GCD, they both have a 5 and they both have an x. Here, GCD would be 2. So now the 5x comes out front. And then I'm dividing, so I get 2 x squared divided by x, that's going to be x. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And x, these are going to cross out, so that will be that. Put the 2 in front here. Divide, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So my signs are messed up for some reason. Oh, this is actually a minus 3. Okay, so now there's my common factor. 2x minus 3. And then I've got a 5x plus 2. And then don't forget you have this minus 1. All right? And then it's going to tell you, oh, that's good, but you could make it better. You can take, you don't need the 1, so you could just say minus, and then 2x minus 3. It doesn't like me writing down here. And 5x plus 2. All right, so instead of minus 1, you can just have a minus all by itself. Okay. Now this looks crazy, but it's actually easier because it's already 4 terms. So all you have to do is your grouping. All right, you just look for the common factor here, which would be x. They both have an x. Right, if it's 8x plus xz, they both have an x, and then you've got negative 88 minus 11yz. All right, so again, this is negative, so I'm going to put a negative here. And then GCD, that would be 11. And that's all they have in common, right? Oh, actually, it was 88y. So they both have a y. They have 11 in common and also a y. So this is my GCD. That comes out front. 8 plus z, right? Because the x's divided out. And then I've got my minus 11y. Divide it. That will be 8. And then this would be the y. This 11 cancels out. The y cancels out. So that's all that's left is a plus z. And that's good because that's my common factor. 8 plus z. And then I've got x minus 11y. Alrighty, and then this is, b is 0, so we're good with that. Again, you've got your grouping, just do the groups. All right, then here's cubes, so you're going to do perfect cube, right? So it's going to be x minus 3, and then you've got x, 3, 3, 3. Right, pair these up, so you get to x squared. Pair these up, 3x. Pair these up, 3 times 3 is 9. And then SOAP, same, opposite, always positive. Boom. All right, and then here you have your groups. Okay, and then that's, if you can do this, you are set. All right, thanks for watching the video.